Today's payday is on base. Always the liveliest time of the month. My old buddy, a market reseller, is practically glowing. He'll move any junk at all, as long as the box has flashy backlighting and enough bright stickers. Can't blame him. Business is business. Although, watching him shove that Russian roulette A222 onto some fresh-faced rookie, where the result is harder to predict than the weather, even for me, that's too much. Especially when a trusty monarch is collecting dust on the shelf right next to it. Anyway, while the scalpers count their profits, I'll tell you, off the record, about the guns that are actually worth paying for. Let's start with something that true snipers will appreciate. It's perfect for anyone who likes to work at range. The enemy hasn't even figured out what's happening, and their hull is already coming apart. I'm talking about the legendary American railgun RG-32 Mark I. With a shell velocity like that, the ballistics are downright magical. Pull the trigger, and the target instantly gets a gift. The damage is massive, and the reload is only slightly longer than average. This gun fits almost any ship and turns it into a menace on the water. One problem: the RG-32 is a real rarity. Finding it on the market is pure luck, and the price might be scary. So stack your art coins and be ready to snatch it. Can't find the American cannon? Then look at Japan's twin-gun turrets with the Den-Shou gun. If your ship can mount several of these, rest assured, your salvo is going to be truly ridiculous. The shells fly just as clean as on the RG-32, so landing shots on moving targets is a joy. But there's a catch: a long reload and a noticeable wind-up before firing. If someone breaks into the melee range, these barrels won't save you. The Den-Shou gun is usually easier to get than the American railgun, and if the market's empty, you can pick it up from the January 2025 Maritime Blaze Battle Pass rewards. And speaking of snipers, you can't ignore the pride of the Russian mad scientists, the A200 Navigator. You won't buy this gadget in a regular shop. It's reserved for those who've gone through the grinder of ranked battles and proved that they belong. Only then do you get to enjoy the full power of 152 millimeters. The accuracy is unreal. At extreme range, you can hit a fly, let alone a ship, all thanks to shell speed that nearly matches a railgun. And the damage is so high that you might not need a second hit. Just remember, while this gun reloads, you'll have time to brew some tea and drink it very slowly. This isn't a universal weapon. It's for steady hands and a single decisive shot. No art coins yet, and you haven't earned your way into the ranked shop? No worries. I'll tell you about a cannon that costs next to nothing. Veteran captains grab the German Monarch in the regular store for dollars. Don't let the price fool you. It's a serious piece, only demanding skill. Its shell speed is good rather than insane, so you'll need to practice your lead and play a little closer. But everything else is right up there with the legends. The Monarch is honest, classic steel. Learn it, and it becomes a brutal sniper tool. But what if sitting back and sniping bores you? You don't just want to sink the enemy. You want to feel the heat of explosions on their deck? Then you need something more dynamic. The German L-52A1 is probably the clearest, most universal pick. Its biggest advantage is heavy splash damage. It fires in a 3-round burst, so the fight feels fast and furious, even if the listed reload doesn't look impressive. At mid-range, it's pure fun. Nobody's bored, especially your opponent. And the good news is that these guns are produced in bulk, so market prices stay reasonable. If art coins are tight but your soul still demands fire, hit the shop for the Turkish Tufan. And don't get hung up on the 120mm caliber. This is the definition of small but vicious. Yes, individual shells hit lighter, but the power of this cannon is volume. The engineers pulled off an absurd rate of fire. It dumps a 3-shot series so fast that any ship running it turns into a breakthrough machine. Ballistics are solid at mid-range, but if you get a chance, go point blank. In a close-range brawl, this system fully comes alive. It just saws the enemy apart. If the Turkish style feels too frantic, take a look at the Tensho. The Japanese railgun approach is much more relaxed. It fires single shots, but the quick reload keeps its damage per minute competitive with the Tufan. Its phenomenal accuracy and excellent ballistics make shooting effortless. Japanese quality. What else is there to say? Engineers are especially proud of its wide damage area. The bad news? It's experimental, and you won't find it on the market. The Japanese only hand it out on special occasions, basically running a port-side roulette. Your odds of pulling this beauty are about the same as catching a mermaid by the tail. Still, you need to know that it's out there, so you don't miss your chance if luck ever smiles. Alright, rookie, we've sat here long enough. I'm getting called to my next shift, so we'll end the breakdown here. Now you've got more than just shopping fever in your head. You've got something useful. Go collect your pay. And check the comments too. The Sea Dogs down there love swapping stories about their favorite guns. You can learn a thing or two. If the shift stays quiet and we cross paths again, maybe I'll tell you about some other hardware. And one more thing. If I catch your ship running useless glowing junk instead of real caliber, I'm personally docking the price of that trash from your paycheck.